Hi, everyone. Welcome to my podcast, My Broken Hallelujah. I'm Missy Reed. Well, it's been about 6 months. So let's catch up. I really did not mean to take 6 months off of podcasting, but life just got kind of crazy. My husband and I celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary in July, took a 2-week vacation, went from Seattle all the way down the Oregon coast into California to the Redwoods, and it was amazing. And if you know anything about Oklahoma in July, you know it's very hot. And our whole vacation never went to a place that was over 75 degrees. And at night we could sleep with the windows open, and it was amazing, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I had no idea that the coast of Oregon and even Washington State was as beautiful as it was, and had some of the best seafood I've ever had in my life. Stayed at probably one of the dirtiest hotels we've ever stayed at. Only out of necessity. We just got too tired and didn't make it to our next point. While the town was gorgeous, they didn't have a lot of places to stay hotel wise. I'm sure we probably could have got an Airbnb, but I say that, maybe not. I can't even remember, but the hotel had amazing reviews and it looked really cute from the road. It was on the water, and it was so bad I ended up actually cleaning the bathroom myself. It was not good. Talk about praying over your luggage and making sure it stays off the floor, and just praying that there would be no bed bugs or anything else while you had to sleep in the bed. Yeah, we were doing that. We didn't bring any home. Everything was good. Nothing, no little critters, but it just was not a clean hotel. So I'm not sure where all the good reviews come from. Maybe that standard there. I don't know. It just is the weirdest thing. So that was interesting. We always end up having something like that happen to us. It's always an adventure somewhere along the way. When my husband and I take a vacation, I am also notorious for picking Airbnbs with teeny tiny little kitchens, or ends up being a teeny tiny. So it gets comical. And this hotel, to be fair though, that was not on either of us. We really were trying to go someplace else, and we just got too tired and too hungry. And so we decided to stop early and chose the hotel. I think maybe the only hotel that was in town, or maybe with the best reviews. Anyway, we went on and it became absolutely beautiful. We went all the way down to Eureka, California, which is a cute little town. It was a lot of fun. We stayed in probably one of the most peaceful Airbnbs while we were there, which is kind of crazy because it was above somebody's garage in a neighborhood, but it was very nice and very peaceful. And of course, we stayed in Seaside in Oregon, which was a lot of fun. I would go back there every summer if we could, but it's just cram-packed. But it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed ourselves. Then we get back from vacation and put our house on the market. We sold our house fairly quickly, and we bought a new house so that we all had to move and get all that done. And then the holidays happened, and man, it just seems like one thing after another. So, and I think I mentioned before, the Lord has me writing a book, which that also kind of took a little bit of a backseat, not a backseat, but I guess I kind of took a little break from that since we moved. So we've been, I need to get back on that. That's my goal. That's what I feel like some of the things that the Lord was speaking to me for 2025. I also just have been trying to really study the word, take my time reading it, asking the Holy Spirit to reveal to me the things in the scriptures that he wants me to see that day, to really teach me. It's, what is today? I think it's January 10th. So I've just been seeking the Lord for really kind of what and where I was supposed to go and do in 2025. And of course, I pray. I don't do it every year, but this year and a couple of years back, I felt really strong to ask the Lord for a word for the year. Both times he's given me a word along the same lines. And so I did. I got a word for this year, been kind of studying that out, really kind of researching all the scriptures in the Bible. And when I get done recording this podcast, I'm going to get back to that. And it's been interesting, if I'm being honest. I didn't know there were so many scriptures on it. I knew there was a lot of scriptures on it, but I've seemed to find them in books that I didn't really realize that they were in. So that's been kind of fun and a little different. I'm just hoping that this all gets in there and it starts to really kind of change things for me and do some different things. But that's what I've been doing and why I've been gone for 6 months. It really was not intentional. I knew that I was going to be kind of stepping away from podcasting for a little while. I did not know or intend for it to be 6 full months before I got back to it and back around to it. And I feel like we just hung the last picture in our house last week. So it's been, while the whole house got unpacked and everything was kind of put in its place, the decor and decorating has been a while. Then we had, decorate for Christmas. So other things got put on hold as far as that goes. But anyway, I'm back, and it's my goal to podcast more often and really just kind of sit down and pray and ask the Lord, what would you like me to talk about? There's things that have gone on that's kind of, I guess maybe shaken is a good word. It's shaken me a little bit in my own personal life. I didn't see coming, and I thought it was something totally different. And when I'm done with it and when I've walked it all out and I've gotten everything I need to, and I feel released about it, then I will for sure talk about it and kind of let everyone know what it's been. I thought I was done with my memories of the past and my childhood, and I'm not. I'm still, I've got what I feel like the Lord said the last one, and then this will be done and the door will be completely closed to that. So that kind of surprised me and kind of caught me off guard. Of course, I'm never the one that will go look for a memory or is what I'm experiencing right now tied to my past. I'm always the one that's like, okay, what's going on right now? What is this tied to right now? What am I doing right now? And sometimes it is what's going on right now, but a lot of times it's usually tied to my childhood. And there are many podcasts. I've done many podcasts on what the abuse that I suffered, my abortion, all of this, when I prostituted myself at 11, sorry, good gracious. I was 11. Sorry, it is very early in the morning when I'm recording this podcast, so my brain is still trying to wake up apparently. But anyway, learning that there is something else back there that I need to deal with. It's not easy for me. And my body and my mind fight to remember things from my childhood because I buried them so deeply so that I could survive, just to live life and not have to think about it, especially after I was used in a satanic ritual. Everything, and being sold into child pornography, everything from there, I just figured out how to just bury it and put it in a whole different compartment in my mind and never have to go back there. So I'm not typically one who just can remember sit down and just write it all out and remember it. My body and mind really do fight against it. Even though I know what it is, it's a fight. So been walking through that. So when that's all said and done, I will absolutely fill everybody in on that. I keep trying and praying about recording a podcast on the satanic ritual, and I just don't feel released to do that. That's actually in the book. So I'm not sure until after the book if I'll ever talk about it on my podcast or not, but who knows? Maybe. But it will be in the book, and it is included in the book in all the detail. It's a very hard subject, and maybe I don't feel like I'm supposed to talk about it because it may get too censored. I'm not really sure, but it is a very hard subject to talk about because there are so many components to it. It's not just the abuse that happened. It was what happened after and during and all the things that I seen and heard and felt and just all the stuff. So that is included in the book. Again, I don't know if I'll ever do a podcast. Maybe after, but I'm not really sure. So it's just kind of been that for the last 6 months. Like it's been one thing after another. And here we are. So hopefully I can get back to podcasting. I really would like to get back to it. I would really like to sit down and kind of go over what I've been learning. The word that the Lord gave me for 2025 was fearlessness. So I would really like to kind of sit down and do a podcast on some of the stuff I learned and studied out and all of that. So we'll see what I kind of feel like that's where we'll be going with the podcast, but we'll see. I need to pray about that more and, all of that. So anyway, I just wanted to jump on, do a really quick podcast and let you know I'm still here. Life just got kind of fast and furious. And I also felt like I needed to step away to just kind of rest in the Lord and kind of just enjoy life a little bit. And that's really kind of what I did from our wedding anniversary till we put the house on the market. Our house again sold, I think within the first week. We got a week and a half. We got a contract on it, and it showed, oh gosh, 2 or 3 times a week after that, because they had a house to sell. So it was contingent. And when in Oklahoma, when you have a contingent contract, your house can continue to sell, and the hopes or the opportunity to get someone that does not have a house to sell and will knock that other contract out if they can't secure financing a different way, which the people who bought our house, we so wanted them to be able to sell and get our house. We just loved them. They were just amazing couple and so sweet. But we did get a few contracts, and a couple we just flat out said no. And the other one did knock theirs out, and they were able to secure financing and secure the loan, and without having to sell their house and having to go a different way. So they ended up getting it, the original couple that wrote the contract on the house, which we were very, very excited because, again, we just love them. And not that I didn't know the other people at all, but these people we had met a couple of times, and they were just amazing. So they ended up getting it. We ended up finding a house there for a while. We were worried that we weren't going to be able to find one. The housing market has really slowed down, and there just wasn't a whole lot of inventory of what we were looking for. So we were kind of, and then lo and behold, we found one and got one, and we love where we live. And so I'm not even sure why I went off on that tangent, but anyway, I hope to be back and doing podcasts very soon and get back to it. I've missed you guys. I've missed podcasting and kind of just missed doing little Bible studies here and there on the podcast. So hopefully we get back to that. We'll just go where the Lord leads us and take it from there. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great holiday season and an amazing start to 2025. And excited about this year. It's going to be crazy, but I do believe the Lord is pouring out his spirit, and we're going to see things that we would have never believed. And what a time to be alive, right? So anyway, love you guys. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.